What's up? What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody? What's up? What's up? So, hi, look, a lot of people showed up. Well, a lot of people, 5 people is a lot of people to me. Today I'm in the garage, and I haven't posted a video in a good little while. Also, if you can tell, my hair's all crazy, my beard's long. That's gonna hopefully change pretty soon. I gotta get a haircut appointment. Which, what's going on? What's going on? But we're in the garage because I had a bunch of orders, and if you guys didn't catch the videos, basically the garage flooded. That's how we ended up with this nice, beautiful garage. And so I had a bunch of orders for Game Boy Speedos, and so that's what I'm going to basically be doing on here on live, because not that I'm very bored, but I got to get these orders made. So this one's going to be pretty cool. It's pretty straightforward to make these Speedos. If you guys want to make them, they're very, very simple to do. Takes maybe an hour at the most to learn your first one, but it's pretty cool. It'll look like that. This one's a Pokemon edition one with a green Speedo on top of it, and then it'll have like a little stand on the back, and then you can suction cup it to your car. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing right now. And so I usually plug it in, make sure the Speedo's a-okay, and kind of go from there. So in order to do that, you'll just need a glue stick, hot glue. It's worked. We've had this in the Prado for, I think, over a year now. And basically what you want to do is just like this. Let me see if I can show it and hold it in place. But you want to center it. See how that's centered? But then back here it's not quite as centered. If that makes any sense. But yeah, so I'm going to be working while I'm talking to you guys. How's it going? How's it going? It's good to see you too. Have been here on the Prado's not gone yet. The Prado is soon to be gone. Waiting either on a transport to pick it up or I myself to go deliver it. Currently today I was supposed to go to Jimmy's house, but because I woke up super late today, I didn't make it out there. And then the potential snow that we have on Sunday, I'm going to be plowing this winter, so I can't leave because we may get snow here. Allegedly it's supposed to be like not even an inch, but then some are calling for 2 inches. So yeah, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and glue this thing into place, make sure that it's good. But yeah, ask any more questions. Thanks for joining and saying what's up. And yeah, we're just building Game Boy Speedos right now, so you guys are tuning into that. So basically what I do is, I should see if I can prop the camera another way, but I glue the corners down. I'll show you in just a second. And then I do the remainder of it. Let's see. This takes a little bit of concentration, but it's currently being glued down. The only thing is that you have to just be careful for the fuzzies that come off of this glue. It's cold enough in this garage right now from the outside temperature that this glue dries. Oh, see, look, I just moved it, but basically that's how it ends up. It glues and it sets into place, and then it dries, and so then you end up with that. So it's kind of what I'm trying to have it do right now, is set up into place without it moving too much so that it ends up staying where it needs to be. But these are the annoying parts. I don't know that you can see that on camera, but you see those little fuzzies? Those are the worst when it comes to gluing these things in place, but because they get all over the place. So what the best part to do is let it dry, because right now you see I'm just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's quite annoying. It becomes like a spider web. Oh my gosh, literally, look at this. So yeah, it's a mess. Let's see. JDM plow truck would be sick. No, I don't have a JDM plow truck, which is something I should definitely work on. I'm kind of a fraud for not having a JDM plow truck. David, I sent you a text earlier. I'm looking for another Acti when you have a minute. Yes, I saw the text. I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you. We were driving. I was dropping off the ambulance. But yes, I'll definitely get back to you. There's been a couple that I've seen come up, whether it's on Car Deal page or MB Forward. So definitely something to think about. But I'll definitely be hitting you up later Let's see. Do you want to go to the port with me on Monday? Yeah, if I'm around, I can definitely go to the port. What are you picking up at the port on Monday? That would be easy to 3D print, add InDesign with no glue. Just pop it in. Very, very true. Except I have not done that. So, Matthew, if you know somebody that can 3D print this for me to drop into place, that'd be great because then that would minimize my time. So now it's the glue is set up for the most part. You can see it's pretty much even. And yeah. Oh, Carl, I didn't realize that it's you. Potentially, yes, I could go with you on Monday. And if I don't go with you on Monday, Carl, what I could do is you can catch a ride with me out of town if I leave Monday, and I could drop you off at the port. I didn't realize it was you, Carl. But yeah, that life is waiting for you at the port. Let's see. I'm just trying to concentrate here as I glue this, and it sets into place. Let's see. Let's see. Weather rides. What city in NY is the port in? I would love to visit sometimes. You definitely should come visit. It is in Newark, New Jersey. That's where the port is located here to us. And it's totally worth going. Anybody that's on the channel or that knows, anytime I have to go to the port, if you want to go and I'm able to take you, definitely take the ride, because even if you're not getting a car for yourself, you're just going for the experience. It's quite an experience. Port days are fun. You really get to experience how it is being an importer in the winter, because sometimes it's not fun. When it's really cold out and it's super windy, it definitely is a drag to be out there. The first year that I imported, I remember that they had moved operations from one side of the port to another, and they had like no waiting area where it was warm, and we were literally freezing our butt off. If I'm bored, I may be maybe headed out of town, Carl, is the only thing. So yeah, that's the only thing that would stop me from going if I was bored. But yeah, let's see. I'll order one and get it designed for you. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. That's super cool. What are you doing? So for those that tuning in, I'm building a Game Boy Speedo. So let me grab the power cord over here and I'll show you what it looks like. So eventually this will be fully done, and it'll be, let's see if I can get it plugged in. There we go. So you'll hang this from your windshield, and then it tells you the time right now. I guess it's 7:59. I don't know why it's telling me the time instead of the speed, but it'll eventually tell you what, I guess we can, miles per hour. So it tells you miles per hour. So if you have a GDM car that's in kilometers, this is the easiest way to convert it. It's off by, like, I want to say, depending on how fast you're driving, a couple miles here and there. But yeah, so that's what I'm making right now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a couple that I have to make that I got orders. There's a purple one. There's two purple ones. There's a clear one, and then it looks like I'm gonna have a black one, and then the classic. Those two are actually already sold and accounted for. One I owe to a buddy of mine, and the other one I owe to Daniel Chavez, that has been asking me for a long time. But I ordered a bunch of heads-up displays, and I never finished them, so I need to finish them. So on top of doing this, once this is done, we got to take the buttons and put the buttons in, and I can show you how to do that. Another question: you want to pick up a car in Missouri for me? Actually, while I go to Indiana, if you need that car in Missouri, I could definitely stop by in Missouri, pick it up, and bring it back home with me. So definitely let me know about that. But pretty straightforward. It's a Game Boy case. See that guy? There's only one way that it can go in. There's a flat side, and then there's a rounded or edge side, and then you see that right there. So we're going to just place this in here. It only falls in one way. And then what I do is I glue this button down so that it doesn't come back up, like if you're ever to push on it. So we'll throw a decent amount of glue down in here. Some people use super glue, or like, what's it called? What's that stuff called? Like epoxy? You definitely can. It just is a lot messier when you're dealing with the epoxy. So then it should end up looking like that, and then there's glue between the rubber piece in there. Let's see. Hello, hello. Coda or Cone. Hope. Let's see another question. Yes, I can pick up the car in Missouri. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the questions. Hello, family. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's pretty sick. We'll let you know. Are you still working on the ambulance? Still am working. Oh wow, someone just ordered another one of these. I still am working on the ambulance. Actually, we were at Teggy's, but then I had to go pick up the car at the port, so then I had to stop working on it. So it's not coated, it's not sealed, like not sealed, but well, so yeah, technically it's not sealed, but it's also not polished. It's just compounded. But we had to get going. I leave for Indiana probably either Sunday or Monday, depending on what happens with the weather. If the weather turns out to be good, then I will leave probably Monday or Sunday. But if it turns out to be mediocre, then I'll leave. I'm sorry, Sunday. If it's good, then I'll leave Sunday. If like we don't get any snow, if not, then I'll probably leave Monday. So then we're gonna put the B button, as you can see, and there's only one way, if you can tell. You see those little slots, and if I don't throw these little fingers around, see that? It only goes one way, so you just gotta place it in. There's your B, and then there's gonna be an A, and the A has, you could see, has like the triangle things, and you can see it only fits one way, and so here we go. And the same thing. Let's see, just ordered, please send it disassembled. I will send it disassembled for sure. So you have it all there. Thank you for ordering that, Matthew. Let's see. Sorry, you guys can't really see it because of the camera. Okay, so then you do that, you glue this into place, and then there's a thing for the buttons. And again, only one way that it does it. So I will set that down into place, and I will then leave it just like that. So those are glued in, those are good. I can't guarantee that those won't come out. I mean, if you push hard enough, they definitely can. These for sure are not the best, especially when they come all bent up like that. But what I try and do is I try and glue around these edges. Let's see, without burning myself, because that's pretty easy to do with hot glue. I'm working down here, so it makes it hard for me to show you. But also, I had my tripod that I could have put this on and like showed you an eye view or an aerial view, but it's in the ambulance or the campulance, and so now I don't have a way to show you that. Oh, come on. Then I have to work quick too, because the glue sets up pretty fast. As you can see, I'm pushing down in there. Sometimes you could use the screwdrivers just to make sure that they all get pushed in. And then you get that. Thank you. So the ideas for the inside of the campulance are, right now we're going to tow until I have some more funds, but I'm actually was talking to my friend Danny. Shout out to Danny. When I parked it, it's left at his house right now with the cars loaded, ready to go to Indiana. But the tentative plan is probably spend anywhere from $5 to $10 to convert the inside. So if you remember the campulance when I showed it, if you're coming from the back, you know how the double doors open. So the plan is to put a bed right there that goes up and down, so that we can still walk in and out through the back. And then so that will be like on actuators that go up and down like this. So when we have a messy bed and we just want to put it up and get rid of it and still walk back through those doors, back through those doors. Enjoy dinner with the family. Thanks for stopping in. And so have the bed there, and then the very bottom have almost like Murphy style beds as well for the boys to pop down, so that all three boys can sleep down there. And then the couch where the kids sit, I don't know if you guys have seen that in the video or not, but those will stay the same. And so we'll leave the couch there. I mean, we'll build out another couch, but the plan is to have the couch be rebuilt, but it's a function for the boys to sit, and Megan will sit in the front seat most of the time, but it's a function for the boys to sit safely on there with seatbelts, because it currently does have seatbelts enough for 4 people to sit in the very back and 1 or 2 people in the front, the driver and then the passenger. So tentatively, that's the plan for right now with the campulance, is we will start building out the inside. I want to do full solar, so I want to see if I could not believe the amount of love that video got. The fact that it's like my highest viewed video right now. I think it's up to like 50,000 people have viewed that video, which to me is like so bizarre that 50,000 people want to see the crazy shenanigans that I do. But hey, I'm for it. I'm happy that people want to tag along to see the crazy shenanigans. Okay, so this is a part where you have to have a Dremel. You can see the outline. So right now you see how it's protruding out. So this is where I will scribe it with this, just the plastic, and then I'll come back with the Dremel and cut it out so that it sits perfect inside there. And that will make some more sense when I Dremel it out. But I'll show you in just a second what I've drawn. And so I'm drawing the lines right now. And then I have like a flat disc that I'll use to cut out. This is where I give it a little bit. Hold on, I'll show you in just a second. So, see that outline? Kind of looks like the top of a pumpkin. That outline will follow this outline right here. So if you could see it, it'll be that. So now this is where I get the Dremel and start cutting. So this part is effectively done. Now that's good. It's cool the Game Boy comes with the screen. So now what I'll do is I'll peel the sticky part. And here's where you can get crafty and not burn yourself, but it's adhesive. If it's a cold day, give it a good little pass through the what's it called, the heat to pick up the adhesive. That makes sense. Like okay, and then we'll just take this and place it where it's supposed to go. So now, Pokemon Game Boy. And then effectively when you go to plug it in, your front Game Boy, this wows people so much, it's kind of incredible. It's really a statement piece on a vehicle. But now that's how your Game Boy Speedo will look like. And then eventually I'll finish the back, so it slides in perfectly. I know there's some people on YouTube that do it so many different ways. Like some people put the thing here. I like to cut out the back over here. And I've proved it with mine that it works really well. So I cut out the back there. And this piece slots in there really well. I'll show you once I do it. But right now, how's it going? Hey, Jeff. Jeff, I'm working on yours now. I got the order, and I will be 100% honest with you. I have not fulfilled that many orders, and so I'm working on that. You will get it, hopefully, very soon. I'll try and have these out so that they're there before Christmas, even though I'm not sure if people are giving them for Christmas or not, but make sure that it works there. Yeah, let's see. What's up? What's up? Okay, so I got this Ching China kit, and it's very simple. It's pink. I didn't care for pink, but it's the cheapest one, so I bought pink. And then all I got to do is take out my handy dandy little tray that has all the goodies that I need inside of it. So now, it might be loud, so I apologize in advance. You'll need a blade. Very, very thin blade. It's literally like tin foil. And then you'll just need this guy as well. And this guy. Why the beard? The beard has been my thing because if I don't, I look pretty like overweight. Because I am overweight, and I'm not afraid to say that. But I'm a bigger guy, and so imagine having this gone and doing a double chin. I don't like it, so that I keep the beard. The beard is not going to fully come down, but it's going to... There's a lot of dead ends on it right now. I'm very frugal when it comes to haircuts, so I get my haircuts every 2 to 3 months. Call me crazy, but I also pay a lot of money for it, so it comes out to be just about what I wanted to pay for it anyway. So I pay like $60 for my haircut, and it's well worth every penny of it. So I actually spoke with my barber today, and Sunday at 7 a.m. I should hopefully be in to see him to get this craziness tamed down. So yeah, thanks, I appreciate it. It's a work in progress here in the shop. It's definitely it's not perfect by any means, but it works for what I need to do. It keeps me warm in the winter right now and does what it needs to do, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Are you still sourcing cars from Japan? I am still sourcing cars from Japan. Still called Mendy Imports. Still doing Mendy Imports. I wasn't doing it as hard as ordering a ton of cars and getting them over here, because if you go back on my channel, at one point I had 12 vehicles here and we had a Karen that kept reporting them. So I had to stop getting so many cars here. And believe it or not, sometimes it gets to be a pain, because I'll order cars that I think are going to sell, and then they just sit and they don't sell, and then it hurts me in the long run. So most of the time, I just help you source the vehicles from Japan. You in a shed hiding from... I'll show you guys around. Check it out. That's a garage. It's a pressure washer. It's pretty cool. And then the mess. The mess that still is there. And then the workbench here. Let me flip this around. So we got the workbench here. And the Mendy Import sign, which is pretty legit. So yeah, that's what the shop looks like right now, or the inside of Mendy Imports garage, when all the magic happens. But it's going to be loud for a second. How's it going? Thanks for joining in on the live. It might be loud, so I apologize in advance. So what I do is, you'll see, because the blade is kind of big, I score it like that, and then I come back over here. Man, burning plastic, gotta love it. See, I mean, you get what you pay for. It's not the Dremel brand, but it works. Okay, that one's done. And what I do here is score it. Show you guys what I'm doing in just a second. And then come back over here. Cool. So most of the time, if you're able to do that, then the plastic is usually soft enough to where it pops off like that. And then if you look, I still got to work those edges more. So cut most of it off that way. And then what's cool about this plastic is, despite the fact that it does those burns, it's kind of a decent cut. And now what I'll come back and do is grab this guy. See that? It's like a diamond blade, allegedly. And I'll put that here. Move that. I wish I had two of these. This would make the process a lot easier. So then what I do is just shave this guy down. Let's see. That Mendy Import sign, sick. Thanks. Yeah, that was one of the things I got. LC Signs, the guy, the Asian guy, I forgot his name. He's always making fun of people, and then he'll be like, "So we sell signs." I ordered it from them, and it was cool. I want to say it was pretty cheap. I think it was under $150, which I thought was cool. And the sign does light up. It lights up yellow. I would show you right now, but I need the power that I'm using for the, what's it called? For the glue stick. So now I just kind of work this. Actually, you know what I was using? If I'm not mistaken, now that I remember correctly. I think I was using this guy. That's what it was. I think it was this one. Yeah, see, this kind of removes the material much quicker. Helps give it the shape. You kind of see the shape happening. And then you see how it kind of comes out. And then this little part right here. then pull these little plastic fuzzies off. And see what happens now is, see that? So now it kind of just goes where it's supposed to be. And that little top part is so you can still have access to the little scroll wheel, even though I never really touch the scroll wheel. And now the only other thing that I'll have to do is get rid of there. And what I'll do now is make sure that it slots into place well. And it does. And now I just take the screwdriver, or mark out a straight line like this. Mark out a straight line like this. So now we're going to just cut that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. The shop is heated. So perks of living in a condo is if you see that main pipe right there, that's the heating pipe that heats up these old condos. And so that's heat. And so it's a series of boilers. And so they run through the garages. So this garage is heated, which is cool. So during the winter, I'm always promised heat as long as the boilers are working. And it's great. I think it's probably like close to 70 degrees in here, which is great. I'm wearing a hoodie. I probably could take the hoodie off, but it works pretty well. All right, so now we're going to cut this. Just like that. All right. And then score it here. And then it should just, in theory, my theory is correct. Should just pop off, just like that. And then what I do is, that's perfect. See how it just kind of does that? Now the only thing that I have to do is I have to cut down a little further because of where the placement of this will go. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So the way that this works is slot this in. Well, first of all, take this guy apart, and it's super simple to do. Just unscrew it, and it's just a ball. Pops off. Separate those two, and then you're left with this. Your bottom's here. So what I do is with the bottom there, I put it just like this, and then it's a little tricky, but it's doable. And so then what I do now is sometimes you're able to, okay, here we go. See how it's kind of sliding into place? So it did a little crack, and so I apologize in advance. This is for Jeff. Jeff, I apologize that the back cracked out like that. That's 100% my fault. And that's because I need to widen these up a little more and cut down a little further. So then what you want to do is you can actually just take this guy and use it to shave down what you need. Let's see. Are you a fan of the Lord of the Rings? It's not that I'm a fan. I'm not a fan. I just never really got into them. So, but why do you ask about the Lord of the Rings? Let me know. If there's a reference that you're trying to refer to, maybe I'll understand the reference. So now we just kind of open up that hole a little more. And I'll probably go down a little further here. It makes a nice shape. Simple. And now we do the same thing I was doing earlier. Just kind of place that down. And now it's perfect. So literally this will never come off. That is exactly what it does. And now the only other thing that I need to do for the Game Boy here is, see that center piece right there? I need to cut out enough for this guy to slot into place like that. And so normally what I do is I mark out a square. So I mark out a square. See that? And then what I do is I take, this is the drill bit that I have for it. So this little drill bit, switch this guy over. Can you do this job with no hands? Shout out to Danny. No hands. Imagine. That's funny. Only if I'm from New Jersey, Danny. I think Kevin could do it with no hands. See, now we just drill a series of holes. Locked in. So once you got those series of holes drilled, then you can take the actual drill bit and just watch. And you got yourself a hole, and now you just kind of have to clean it up a little. You have to clean it up a little just to make it look a little prettier. And so with that, you can just switch back over to your diamond bit. I need to do affiliate links to all these things so that you guys can know where to get all these products. And that's it. It's cleaned up a lot nicer. And now what you want to do is just simply deburr it. And I actually do have a deburring tool from back in the day when I used to 3D print. So all you got to do is just make sure you get all the little fuzzies out of the charge port area. One second. Now, there we got it. So now what we'll do is take your plug, come in here, and now we realize that it's too fat. This is fatter than this opening, so now we just have to widen it up a little. I don't think, no, that's too big. So now we just take the drill, or not the drill, but the bit that we were using before and just widen it. Pull out some of the fuzzies from in there. Again, deburr it. And now, in theory, I can plug it in with no hands. My gosh, we are so close. See? That's all we got to do. So yeah, that's how you do it. Let's see. I just stumbled in here, David. Cool to see the process of a Game Boy Speedo. Yeah, pretty cool, Bob Jones. Thanks for stopping in. I bought a full Dremel kit at Aldi several years ago. That's cool. Yeah, this Dremel kit, I mean, it's China one, but if you get a legit Dremel, it'll be cool. Hey, what's up? I can't even pronounce the name. I'm sorry. Enjoying your life. You should do these more often. Live. Thanks. I should do lives more often. Can you fix my Xbox? I'll pay you. I wish I knew how to fix an Xbox. I'm sure. You know what? If you want to send it to me, I'm sure I can watch a YouTube video and do it. It's just a matter of having the time. This is still a little tight, so I'm gonna go back in here and just widen that out a little more. See. Hard part. You start to do it and you're like, oh, let me clean this up a little more. Let me clean it up a little more. And then you end up making it a little too wide, which is not the end of the world because really nobody will ever see this. And I'll show you what's cool about this too. So if you do end up making it too wide, that's perfect. It slots in perfectly like that. So what's cool about this, if you do end up making it too wide, have no fear because just like a welder has a grinder, a Mendy who's making a Game Boy Speedo has a sticker. The Game Boy Color sticker comes with a... The Game Boy Color sticker. The Game Boy Color comes with a sticker, or I should say the case comes with a sticker that goes back here, like so. And again, give it a little bit of heat. Push down really well on that. And then all we have to do is, you see that? So if it's too wide, it'll be hidden by the cord anyways. But then now, all we got to do is bring this X-Acto knife that we have. That's not very sharp, surprisingly. And then all we got to do is score it on the corners. And then just kind of make your way around. Let's see. Show you what I'm doing in just a second. So you can see it. I'm just going around and getting rid of that, and now you can get rid of the part of the sticker, and that's it hidden. So now when you go to plug it in, it's like it belongs. You didn't even do much. And so now there you have it, a Game Boy Speedo. Very simple. I did that in 38 minutes with live and talking about the ambulance and all that other jazz. So can you do this at home? Yes. I think I sell them for $75 because that's what my time is worth, and trying to be as competitive as everybody else. I think Etsy, other people will have it. This is the MendyImports edition, which I think is pretty cool. So, yeah, functions, works. Now, what you do from here is you would put your ring on there, and then you would take this guy and place him, snap him in, and then you just, these are cheap threads, so just be mindful of that. Let me unplug it so you know what I'm doing here. So now what you want to do is just kind of find the threads as you're going to screw this in. Don't cross thread it because again, it's plastic, it's cheap plastic, and you'll end up screwing up the nut. And so sometimes what you can do is actually unplug it. And what I do is find the threads, kind of clear them out. So you'll do that essentially, and then just back it out, pop it into place, and now you can tighten it. And guess what? Now it's not going to go anywhere, and your Game Boy Speedo is done. The only other thing that I would advise before you put it all together like I just did would be all the little pieces that go where normally the LiDAR sensors are. Just put those in, because now what I have to do is, so now I just back this off a little bit, off the threads, and then pop that out. Now what I have to do is pop this guy off just like so. It's not that big of a deal. pop these LiDAR sensor things in. Let's see. I think it goes like that, or does it go like this? Honestly, I don't think it matters either way. So pop the LiDAR sensor thing in, and then there's one more, which is the on and off switch, which goes on this side. So really, they only go one way. So just figure out the way that they go. There we go. Nope, it goes one way. One way. Or no. Just like that. Pop these bad boys back in. Like I said, this is probably the trickiest part, is just getting it all to kind of snap into place, and when it finally does, it will snap in perfectly. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more of see, you learn your lesson. So I'm doing this live for you so you can see it. It's nice. You're gonna need to get more kits because you're sold out. I know I do need to get more kits for sure. But I haven't gotten any more kits because I felt like I bought kits and then nobody really bought them, and I let them sit for a while, and now I was stuck with a bunch of kits. But yeah, I'll definitely get more kits for sure. These could be very easily to obtain either on eBay. I am an Amazon person. Call me weird, but I just like not the freedom, but the flexibility of Amazon. If it doesn't come correctly, to return it, or if it comes broken or damaged or anything like that, it's so much easier to return it than to deal with eBay. eBay is kind of like just a no man's land sometimes. I've dealt with so many different things, but sometimes it's just easier to buy it. Oh, see, now slotted in great. So you got your on and off button that still kind of functions the way it should, and then your LiDAR sensor up there. The only thing is it doesn't come with obviously the USB or the volume button, but it's not the end of the world. And then you still have it for your batteries. So now that that's done, the kit itself comes with a bag of screws, and now you just have to put, I believe it's a total of 6 screws. Let's see. What's up, Conrad? Bob, it's Conrad. Let's see. And so look at the screws, because they're going to be either a Phillips screw, like a 4, like a regular Phillips screw, or sometimes they're the 4 tips Phillips screws, if that makes any sense. So there's 72 in the kit. If you look closely, there's only 3. And then if you look closely in this one, there's 4. So as far as I'm aware, they only use the ones with 4. At least for these very top ones, because they're the shorter of the screws. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So those screws are the 4. They're shorter here, but then when you throw them in here, they're longer. So let's see what's going on here. Well, I thought I had it figured out over here, but it seems as if I hadn't. What is going on? Okay. So I don't like to half-ass things, but you see how that, where it had initially broke, it broke again, or well, I should say it split. The sticker covers most of it, which is good, but I need to fix it so it sits in properly. And it's not currently sitting in properly. It's also a magnetic tip, which is really cool. The screws want to come out, but I guess they don't. So, if it's all done right, you'll see some of them will work perfect, and others will give you a little bit more hard time. If it gives you a hard time, then it usually means you have to just shave it down a little more. So, I'm just going to take the Dremel and that sander thing. The Grizzly Adam looks, that's funny. Thanks. Yeah, no, we're getting old. I'm getting Grizzly Adams. That's funny. So I'm gonna just sand this guy down a little more. Oops. Okay. And then put this LiDAR thing back. Put the on and off switch back, and then kind of just slide it all into place. And in theory, it'll slot right into place. Nice! Now it's good. It's flush. It's not sitting all weird like it was before, which I don't like when it sits all weird. It has to sit in nicely. Ultimately, that crack was the demise of it, but again, that you won't even notice it once it's on the screen. Again, power button works on and off, which is really cool. Not that that really matters, but for aesthetic purposes, I think it's pretty cool. Put this little screw in here. Grab the screwdriver. That one's good. We'll grab this other one. So you grab one of these. Put them down in here in the middle. Making sure it's actually the Phillips. It's funny, they send you these Phillips that are tiny. Let's see. Grizzly Mendes. Yes, Grizzly Mendy is what it is. I have a Phillips screwdriver that's better size for these screws anyway, so I'll just grab that. And I'll just finish those up. Now people forget that there is 2 screws in here in the very bottom, so just grab your screwdriver and make sure to screw down. I think I have enough though that I don't need to worry about it. That's good. Where did that go? No big deal. Got enough screws here. Put the last screw in here. One fell, but you will have leftover screws naturally from the kit. The kit sending you too many screws anyway. So if you lose one screw, it's not the end of the world. You won't get screwed over, didn't. And there you have it. Your Game Boy Speedo. I'll let Jeff take this cover off. I'll see if I can fix it so it doesn't get scratched in shipping. But yes, make sure you peel this off. I one time didn't, and one of the ones that I did, I don't know if it was cheap plastic or what it was, but it like warped the screen. I was sitting in the sun in a hot day, and it kind of warped the screen. So definitely don't do that. Make sure you take that protective thing off, but also don't push on these buttons because they will get pushed in, and that's really annoying. Let's see, maybe I can push them down a little further, but that's just the nature of the game, unfortunately. No pun intended, because it's a Game Boy. But yeah, there you have it. Your Game Boy Speedo that goes on your windshield nicely, and then that's how it works. Take this guy, plug it in. You will need a 12-volt outlet with a USB on it. And there you have it. And what's cool is in the kit comes with the little black tab. Wherever you're going to mount it, you can put that, and then it'll essentially stick better. And like I said, the Prado has one. We've had it for well over a year, and it's done great. But now, if I was to go outside in the GPS, when you see that little GPS signal, it's looking for the GPS, and it currently can't find it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There you have it. Is how you make a Game Boy Speedo. I wanted to, Matthew, if you're still on the live, the one thing I do need help with, and I'm going to send this one to you. This would have been really, really cool to do. And I think we still will do it eventually. It's just a matter of finding the correct pieces we need. I know Dylan has made one, but imagine that as your Speedo. This is cool, don't get me wrong. But this, whole other level. The only thing with this is you can tell I've tried to glue it. I'll have to get that glue off. You can see, but what happens is, let me pull out another HUD display here. That's all they are. It's just simple HUD display. There's a part number. It's just Amazon. I think it's like 20 bucks, maybe a little more than 20 bucks. They're actually kind of expensive if you ask me. They should be much cheaper than that, maybe even 35 bucks. And that's that's exactly why my prices are what they are. So in theory, this would be perfect. This works so well on here and so plug and play and easy and simple because of how the screen fits in there. This one's not, because you'll see the screen fits all wonky. You see all the edges around. And so I tried printing out a black piece of something to get around it. Just ripping up a piece of like plastic. Ultimately, I think maybe if I put vinyl in the place of it, it'll look good. And maybe after I get off this live, eventually I'll try the vinyl. But yeah, this would be sick as a Speedo, in my opinion. Actually, hold on 1 second. My brother-in-law had given me this Speedo. Where's the dang thing? Well, it's a heads-up display. If I can find it. I think it's too big, but who knows? Maybe it's not. And this one runs off OBD2. He got this for $9 in what's it called? In Walmart. But see, this one, it's just way too big. Yeah, it's too big. If they made one the size, that's funny. Look at the old school method of the way that this heads-up display works. But yeah, and it's got an off button on an off button. But if they made a Speedo that was just a little longer that could fit in here, that would work great. I think I could still make it work great. Maybe even if I offset it to one side. I don't know, but I think center would be so much cooler. I'll play with this. I'll play with this a little bit more, and I'll see what I can do to make it work. But for now, I have 3 more that if you guys want to stay on live, I'll show you the other 3 that I got to do. I'm going to put this away because I don't need that anymore. I don't need this anymore. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This one was for an OBD2, so you need an OBD2. That's why my brother-in-law gave it to me. He's like, I couldn't use it in what I wanted to. Here you go. You can have it. And I was meaning to use it in a car, but because I don't have an OBD2 on most of the Japanese, now the newer ones you do. And sometimes, believe it or not, the older ones do too. You just have to find it. I also don't know if it would power it, because I know the OBD2s from Japan are a lot different than the OBD2s here in America. We'll kind of throw this guy off to the side for the time being, and we'll head on to the next one. The next one's going to be for Jonathan. It was a clear Speedo with a green lettering as well. So now that one's done for Jeff, we can move that off to the side. Let's see. That's a white one we don't need. So we'll pop this guy open. And here's all you're going to need from the Speedo. So you're going to need the actual Speedo, that, and that. So basically everything that comes in that box, I usually send it all anyway. So just pop this open. And key tip for you, if you're going to do this on your own, what you want to do is before you commit to a Speedo and know that it doesn't work and you build it and you glue it, plug it in. Make sure it works. Oh, see, this one comes up as miles per hour. I wonder why the other one came up as clock instead. I'll mess with that one in a little bit. But yeah, you just pop this guy open. Just like so. The only other thing that I gotta figure out is this has a Pokemon Center sticker. I'm gonna put the Pokemon Center sticker where it says Game Boy, because I think that's pretty legit. So yeah, that's good. That one's done. These are things that I don't need out of the way. Gonna keep a cleaner workspace. Hot glue gun is hot. Henceforth, name of a hot glue gun. Okay, so get back to it. Just pop this guy out. Screen comes out like that. You have your screws, your screwdrivers, which I end up with like hundreds of these. Not hundreds, but quite a bit of them after this. So that pretty much becomes trash. Pop this guy open. Take those out. One thing that I didn't know if I showed on camera earlier, but one of the things you do have to do is take this metal where normally the game goes in, like it protects the screen from the game. Take that off, because you'll no longer need that. Because again, where we're going to cut out, you'll see again, or if you saw it from the other one if you were there, but you'll need to cut it out from there. Thanks, Bob, for joining. See you guys later. Please don't feel obligated to stay. Appreciate those that have been on here. Pop that off. Clear. Good. What I normally start by doing is taking this guy, making sure that there's nothing in the area, and again, centering it as much as possible. See, I wonder who the first person that thought, hey, let me make a Game Boy speedometer, and who said, let me order this speedometer. Let me do it. Shout out to you, because you pioneered a movement, which I think is pretty cool. So it looks like that's right where we want it. And we take our glue stick, glue it all in place. Side is glued. See, the beauty of it is while you still have the glue warm too, so I run out of glue. Just want to place some glue in there. And while it's still warm, you can make your final adjustments. Make sure you're comfortable with it, and that's it. You kind of just let it sit there. And while this is drying, it's a good time to then start doing the buttons like I showed earlier. So we'll do the buttons now. Pull those guys out of here. Ones that don't require you to have to move too many things, does that make sense? So these guys, remember, glue them, put just some glue on the actual rubber. And I'll show you what to do after that. So now you got that, then you'll take it and turn it and basically turn it upside down into it here, and then just push the buttons all the way through. That's important. Just make sure those buttons get pushed in all the way. And that gives the glue some time to set in as well. And there you have those are glued. That one's still looking good. Still drying. You can tell when hot glue dries. You see that part is more hazy than the other bottom parts, even though they're starting to become hazy. That means those are the ones that are dry, basically. Or getting colder, I should say. It's kind of interesting how that works. And buttons and screws. There's your whole kit of it over here. And now this is when we take the main 4 buttons, the I forgot the I don't even know what I would call these. So dumb for not knowing the name. Just enough glue. You can see it in there, and then you're gonna take your buttons or your soft pads of the button, and then you're just gonna push that down. That's hot. And then if you don't want to touch it directly with your hands, just use screwdrivers provided. And then just set those in place. And that's the buttons. Now take your A and B. Here's your A. Again, they'll only go in one specific way because of the way that they're slotted. Take your B. The B is the only one that I guess you can kind of screw up. So you see A and B are good. Just make sure they're still good, and then put a decent amount of glue in there. And then this only goes one way. You see the little hole versus the big hole, little tab versus the big tab. And again, just push those on, get those pushed in, make sure that they're good in place. And there you have it. That's the front of it. It's pretty much done. Just take out all your spider webs, I call them, the excess glue. Even though they're all over me right now. And that's it. You can then take your screen. Again, if you have a torch, great. If not, then not the end of the world. I gotta cut my nails, but open that up. Just get the glue. Oh, hope I didn't just ruin that, but get that in place, place down. And I warped a little bit, but I think in our favor it warped. But that's what you want to be careful of. Don't warp it too much. And what I want to do is whoever gets this, I think this is Jonathan. You're supposed to be getting this one. I'm going to peel away a little bit of the protector, just so you know you have to peel it away. That's pretty much it. The face is done. Again, that's the easiest part. Now we go work on the back, and with these clear Game Boys, it's pretty easy because you can see through them. The ones that are not, makes it a little harder, but it's not the end of the world. You can still kind of guesstimate it and make it work. So you can get these off just about anywhere. I think eBay has them, Amazon has them, the clear cases, and then you can just kind of customize them your way, or you can just order them directly from me. The thing is, I offer them for $74.99 with free shipping. Sometimes I wonder why I offer them so low. I think there's people out there that offer them cheaper, but they charge you shipping. I don't charge you shipping. Everything on my website has free shipping as part of it. I'll show you what I'm doing in just a second. Just grabbing where I'm going to cut with the Dremel. So now you can see the lines that I've scribed. So now I take my flat blade. Let's switch this guy out, or my cutting blade, I should say. Pop that in. And what I'll do is I'll do the first one here. which is the easiest. Good. Good. Just like that, that's cut. Now let's cut this. Wow. Good. So you saw me just kind of cutting it in the background. Again, what's cool about these is you just kind of have to run your fingers along it, and it pops all the extra residue off. It's kind of like deburring them. And then you just switch over to your sanding, and we'll sand this down. Hello. What's up, Gabby? I am working on some Game Boys. Told everybody I'm going to see you on Sunday. So, working on that. The finished product will look like that, which is really cool. Nothing much. Just working on this. Let's see. That's good. Yeah, there you have it. Again, take the little plastic burrs out, get rid of all that, and then what you're left with is that housing that comes in here, and it works perfectly. And if anything, if you need to trim off some more, looks like a little bit here on these edges I need to trim off so that they're flush, and we should be good to go. The only other thing we'll have to cut down is the middle where the charge port goes. And then just a second, I'm going to open this up a little more. The reason I opened up a little bit more is because the last one I did ended up cracking out. So now we're going to take this guy, not that one. Where did it go? Where did it go? I literally had everything in here. There it is. Perfect. We're going to take this guy, unscrew this, take that guy out, put him into place here. Right where it's going to go, where it's going to live, its final resting place. So like that. And take this, kind of put it into place. Just make sure everything fits good and snug. And if you need to do any final cuts, you can. See, that one's a little bit more flush. I like it usually when it's like that. So now that's good. We'll do the final cut of this area for the charge cord here. So I'll get that spread down here, and I'll show you how to cut that. So I'm going to do a wider area than I did before, so that the charger fits on the first go around this time. Cool, cool. Take my drill bit, switch the drill bit, and then punch some holes. So you see how it's scribed out? So now I'm just going to punch some holes. now, actually with the same drill bit, now that you have those holes punched, just go back through and basically that's it. It's punched out. Now I'll switch the bit to the diamond bit to basically clean it up. So that's pretty much it. It'll clean up in just a second. I'm going to just test it, make sure that it actually is able to plug in. And see, it's not. It's still missing out some on the bottom. So we'll come back on the bottom here. That's good. Just make sure that there's no crud in there before you plug it in. Normally you can scribe it and then take it off and do it. I just do it there because I have the tools to clean it out. And just like that. If anything, I made it a little too white on the sides, but it's not that big of a deal. But now it's working, it's good. Only thing we have left to do is put this LiDAR sensor thing, the on and off button, and then just deburr those areas. And I take it off and just simply take the deburring tool as well and just deburr it. And that's it. So you see there's a little bit minute scratch. Again, it's not the end of the world. These are a little bit more forgiving because of the fact that we have said sticker. So we take this sticker. You will get dirty from this, so just be mindful of that. There's plastic all over the place. Stickers on there. Again, now we can... Hey! I didn't even realize it, but now the flame burnt out a perfect hole there, which is great, because now all I have to do is take the X-Acto knife, put the flame a little too close, not the end of the world. Now we take the X-Acto knife and then just poke a hole right through, and then cut away the sticker. Note to self, be careful with that flame. The stickers don't like it. So now, good to go. What we'll do now is put the LiDAR sensor thing, put the power on button. They all go on this part of the case, so they only go one way, so just make sure you put it that one way. The LiDAR, you see those little like bump outs? They're gonna go away from, they're gonna go towards the right side, or in this case the left side of the Game Boy, because it's only gonna fit one way, just like that. We'll take this bottom part of the case, or the back side of the case. We're going to put it all kind of together. All you have to do is kind of push down on it. Again, if you make it bigger, you don't have to do that. So, all is said and done. Boom, boom, boom. This will never fall off of place. I think, if anything, the stand would break before this falls off. One more time, we're going to make sure that the plug is good and that it's working. It's good, perfect, it's working. Take it off, take my screwdriver that I had right here, and we're going to take 4 screws. Those are not the correct screws. There we go, the Phillips heads. Take the Phillips screws and then screw the back side to the front side. Remember, there's 6 of these screws, so just make sure you put all 6 so it holds it together. And then See, some kits come with more of the triangle style. These guys. And other kits come with more of the what's it called, the Phillips style. So I'll just steal from the old kit the Phillips styles, and if I need to, I'll do the triangle, not the Phillips, but the triangle style. Yeah, I guess we could switch over to the triangle style. Screwdriver for the last two. Just make sure you find the correct screwdriver for that. There's only one. It comes in the kit. So pop this cap off. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. And then just put those screws in. Now the Game Boy is nice and sealed tightly. There's 2 screws down there, 2 screws on that side, and 2 screws on that side, and that's it. That's really, really simple. It's it just takes some time. It's just having the right tools. I mean, I think I started to make a buck after I sold a couple of them because of the fact that I had to buy a Dremel, I had to buy everything else. But yeah, that is how you make a Game Boy Speedo. So shout out to the people that are there watching. I mean, I got 2 more that I'm going to make. Again, I'm going to stay in live. Those that want to stay, great. Those that want to leave, thanks for coming on. And again, make sure that this is not cross-threaded. You put it on, kind of clean up threads a little before you do it on the back of that. It's much easier. Back it off a little. Back it off a little more. And then it'll literally pop in like that. Then once you have it on your windshield, that's when I suggest tightening it to how you want it. And it'll still kind of move, but if you go over a bounce or bump, I mean, like, it won't really move all that much. So it'll be set up like that. And that's pretty much it. You got that there. It'll come with a USB cord with an old school. I wish they had these in USB-C because that's what's common now, but it's the old micro one. And then it'll come with one of these black tabs that goes on the back of this and the windshield or wherever you decide to stick it. But that's pretty much it for that one. That one's done. Going on to the purple one. The purple one is for Brandon. Brandon, shout out to you. I'm really sorry I'm now just getting to this. Here, let me clean up my work area a little bit because it's giving me a lot of anxiety just having it this dirty. Before we do that, that's for that one. Really get rid of all these screwdrivers too. They drive me nuts because when I have too many of them, they just kind of sit around and they make a mess, and I don't like messes. That was a mess, literally collapsing. So the mess heard that I don't like messes, and it became a bigger mess. Funny how that works, isn't it? They come with new screws, so I usually just get rid of all the screws I no longer need, and then start fresh from there. You don't see it, but it is a mess back here. I'm making 2 Game Boys, all the cutouts. My trash is also full, which is annoying, but that is what it is for now. All right, same thing. Separate everything. Kind of see what you got working with. See, this kit didn't come with screwdrivers, and I just threw out those screwdrivers. Really, it's not the end of the world. They opted for these. Let's see. These are white screens. So there's a green screen, which is cool. A green screen works great. But there's also a white screen that they offer. So these Speedos come in 2. So that's what the white screen will look like. So again, I do this just to make sure, test that they're working the way that they're supposed to. Again, I center it here to see where it's going to be centered perfectly. And I will show you in the camera once I got it centered. That's centered perfectly for me. And then now I start gluing it. And don't be shy. Use sparingly, or you don't use the glue sparingly. Like, really get in there and use enough glue. Last thing you want to do is have this fail because you didn't put enough glue or you cheaped out on the glue. Speaking of which, I gotta get more glue sticks. I'm running out. If I do more of these, I definitely will need to order more supplies and up on my supplies. All right. Ooh. Drip of the glue. So now that that's glued, we'll double check it because it's still warm. I like it. Go with that. Now, again, just take your bag of screws or whatever you may have. Open that up. We'll do the buttons next. That button only goes one way. And again, let's make sure. There we go. And in theory, a Game Boy, with the amount of glue that I use, I think is about a glue stick or a glue stick and a half. Are you serious? No way. See, some of these kits are so annoying. Some of these kits don't even come with all the buttons. And that really irks me. Because now I have to offer these without the buttons. And I don't know why they don't come with buttons, like all the buttons the way that all the other ones do. But I guess it depends on the eBay or Amazon seller. So it comes with these buttons, but it doesn't come with this button. And it doesn't come with the backers for the buttons. Don't ask me why. Just something that's dumb, I guess, and that's offered like that. Again, just make sure that these are not pushed up because when you're gluing them into place, they'll get pushed up and then they won't protrude out. So we'll let these dry kind of at the edge. And then we'll just start to pull the backing apart. And the backing apart is just simple 4 screws because that's what we're going to cut in a minute anyway. So just pull off 4 screws. Shout out to the people that are still on here. Appreciate you. Yes, very lucky having heat in here. What's up? I'm very fortunate for that. My garage is not very big, but the fortunate part is that I do have heat in here. And that is an amazing thing. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful for that. Make sure you don't do excess glue in areas that is not needed. That's not needed there. And then pull your little fuzzies off, your little spider webs. Especially with these that are see-through, you don't want to see spider webs through that. There's some glue there. Alright, but now I can kind of hold this up and scribe where I need to scribe. crazy, my phone has not died. Okay. Scribe the areas I need to scribe. So now what I'll do is, again, grab my Dremel, switch out the bits. I know, that Campulence is actually shiny right now, believe it or not. But it's not as shiny as it, well, it is shiny. It's compounded, but only part of it is polished. Shout out to Kim. He polished that other part. But I still need to finish the Teggy touch. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what I do with the Campulence, which is pretty exciting if you ask me. But a lot of people have shown it a lot of love and interest. I wasn't sure how people would react to it or think of what it, you know. A lot of people think I'm crazy. I do agree, I am crazy. That I won't deny. But again, I couldn't find a dually that was affordable, and so it leads me to have to buy ambulance. Dylan, what's up? Locked in making some Game Boy Speedos, man. When's the last time you made some? Was it recently or no? If you guys didn't know, you can also get Speedos from Dylan. Dylan, what I gotta figure out is how to make the Speedo to make this one work. I know you made it, but do you have something specific to cover the areas that are exposed, I mean? If you do, share it. I would love to know how to do it. Just because I want one of those as my personal Speedo. You guys have snow yet or no? Over in New Hampshire? I'm sure you do, but I saw some pictures, but I'm wondering how crazy it is compared to here right now. We don't have any snow on the ground. Allegedly, we'll get it Sunday. Which I wonder if you guys will get snow on Sunday. I used black plastic. I just had to cut it out from plastic folder from Staples. That's actually smart. Yeah, we got 11 inches first big storm. That is pretty big, 11 inches. People are asking if I had a JDM plow truck, and I had to say no, I'm a fraud. I don't. I need to get a JDM plow truck. That'd be cool content, actually. Plowing with a JDM plow truck. That'd be pretty sick. My mechanic is mounting one of the black line hydraulic 72-inch. That's sick. I want to see what that looks like. Make sure you... I feel like you need to lock in and make some YouTube videos of all the crazy cars you got, too. People would love to see that, in my opinion. Wow. Not locked in at all. Look what's happening here. What I do need to do is charge this thing because I can hear it dying in the background. Hopefully I'll have the truck by next week. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll get some GoPro going on the plow truck for sure. That's a great video. It would be a great video. I think that video would blow up because a lot of people would be like, what the heck? I don't know that there's a video out there. At least I have not seen one of like somebody plowing with a JDM plow truck. Let me tell you, they'd be great for like sidewalks. I mean, for property, it'd be great. For commercial aspects, I feel like they would be great for, you know, areas where like a regular plow doesn't fit. Those could fit. This thing is dying. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh boy. On my very second to last Game Boy, this decides to die. Great. That is my own fault for not charging it. So let's see if I can get this charged up and going again. Do have a charger plugged in here for that. Let's see. Will this be enough to charge it? Well, that might end my night right there because I need this to be charged. Let's see if I can work with it while it's charging. looks like it can work with it while it's charging. Nice. Alright, crisis averted. That'll still work while it's charging. Need to hit 1K for the monetization. Bro, the key is just post. Post and post and post. The more you post, the more people will watch and the more people will want to tune in. The Campulence video took off. I was so surprised. It was kind of nuts. And then my top video is Area Snowblow GoPro video. That's cool. How many views does that have? That's pretty legit. All right, cool. So after you cut that out, that's what you're left with for those that have been watching or the ones that are tuning in now. So now that we have that, now what we do is we take this guy, we unscrew this, pull that off, take this guy, I put it on just like so, then I take this, put it under, and then this is good. The backing is great. It's good to give it a nice space around the sides. And now what I'm going to do is mark out where I need to open up for the charge port, or not the charge port, but for the 12 volt to give it power. And I've been doing the sides too wide, but not the top and bottom wide enough. So let's change that. So then I'm left with this. So now you can pull this back off, which I will this time so I don't get this super dirty because there's no covers there. And then just take your drill bit. And then what you can do is punch just a bunch of holes, and then with the drill bit, you'll finish it off. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to punch a bunch of holes. So, see the holes are punched off, and now I just run it through. And then it punches it out just like that. And now what I want to do is just clean that off. Take my diamond blade, or whatever you want to call it. Holy cow! That's a lot of views, but the question is, how long is that? Like, in a span of a month, a day, 2 years? Because that's really what, you know... YouTube looks for constant views, so you get 1,000 subs, but you need the watch hours, and the watch hours are the hardest thing to get when you want to get monetized on YouTube. I think to get monetized, you need 1,000 subs and then 4,000 watch hours. So I got the 1,000 subs, but then my watch hours was, I feel like, what took the longest. Honestly, the best way to get the watch hours was make a playlist. Take one of your friends' iPads and just have it, the playlist on repeat, and just have them playing it in the background. It's like my hack, I guess you could say. It's a little wider than I wanted it, but I think it'll work for what I'm trying to do right now. Let's see. Now I take it, same thing, kind of slip it underneath it. Good. And then I'm going to take this cord and just plug it in to make sure it works. Just like the way it should, and it does. And it's, I believe that's perfect spacing in my opinion. So now you got that. Good to go. So we'll pull that off. Pull this guy off. Let's see. Actually, that guy can stay. Only thing is, these freaking kits, man. These purple kits were probably the worst buy, in my opinion. Yeah, because again, see how some of the other kits come with everything? These kits do not come with everything. So there won't be a sticker for this one. I apologize in advance. That's out of my control, unfortunately. If I could make stickers for it, I totally would. But it does come with the LiDAR sensor. So again, let's put those LiDAR sensor things in. And then we will put the on and off switch there. And then we'll pop this down. Let's see. Pop that down, pop that down. And now we're cooking. And that's the end of this Game Boy, other than putting the screen on and the screws. So let's put the screws on. Hopefully we have... Might have to go back to my garbage to dig out the screwdrivers that I threw out to begin with. So let me dig those out. Luckily, don't have to go too far for those. So we'll take this. Remember, there's 6 screws on here. So the longer ones will obviously go in the areas that require longer screws, which is the center and the very back. So we'll grab those, put those in here. And then we'll grab this one, pop the Game Boy cover back for the batteries off. Oh. Trying to fish out the screws. I can't believe I've been live for an hour and 30 something minutes. Shout out to all those that came and went. And if you've been on here from the beginning and you're still here, shout out to you. Because I don't know how you last an hour and 30 minutes. I guess if you're learning how to build a Game Boy Speedo, it makes sense. But now it's just a matter of actually going out and buying all the parts and putting it together. Because I have faith that you will be able to do it. Let's see. The screw might be too long for this, but we'll give it a shot. It's perfect. Sweet. I'll show you guys the finished product in just a second. So put that, sorry, the 6. So 2 down here, 2 on this side, and 2 on that side. And then what you're left with is, oh, wait. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the Tesla video. That was a fun experience, actually. We went to Dylan, who's on here. We went to drop off the truck for him, or the van, should I? Which, if Dylan, has that van sold if you're still on here? If it hasn't, plug it away, just in case anybody's looking for a K-van. Dylan has one. Or has a few, I should say. All right, so that's it. I peel that away so people know that they have to peel that away. Come in here and bada beam, bada boom. I got worried that it wasn't going to power on. That's it. Get yourself a Game Boy Speedo right there. And like I said before, if you weren't watching it, what you have to do with this is just make sure, don't cross thread this. See how that's going in sideways? You don't want that. It should only go in one way, which is flush. And clean up the threads. Just like that. And then back this off. And then pop this. Back it off until that can pop in. See, like that? And then now you can tighten it up and do what you got to do. And that's it. Super simple how to make a Game Boy Speedo. Fortunately, these kits do not come with those bottom things, so I apologize for those that are getting it without it. That's it. I'm going to pop off after an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you all those that have been on here and that have come and went. If you missed it, I'm sorry. I will be posting this video so others can watch it. Until next time, until the next live, I'll see you guys later.